actually came through my girlfriend at the time. So she had heard about the trial and she suggested that we sign up together because we could then go on a holiday together with some of the trial money.
I looked it up on the Oxford Vaccine Group website and it just sounded really, really fun in a weird way, I guess. Most people probably won't say it's fun to risk being infected with typhoid, but hey. We were vaccinated, and obviously we didn't know whether we were getting the typhoid vaccine, the new typhoid vaccine that we're testing, the existing typhoid vaccine that's approved in the UK, and the placebo, which was a meningitis vaccine. And then, I think it was 2 weeks after, or it may have been 4 weeks after, I don't quite remember, we were invited to down a shot of typhoid.
So they gave you a drink. It was a bicarbonate one to neutralise your stomach acid before you drank the typhoid. Just make sure they had a nice, happy home when they did land.
I must admit that bicarbonate solution was vile. The typhoid itself didn't taste of much anything.
What I mainly remember from drinking the bacteria was that it tasted remarkably like yoghurt.
Every day I had to cycle up the hill to have my blood taken and to provide stool samples.
So they gave you basically this little paper hammock that you would have to hang in the bog.
And so blood and the stool were checked for presence of typhoid bacteria.
If they could detect that there was typhoid in your blood, even if you weren't showing symptoms, you were immediately put on a course of antibiotics.
There were some more visits. I think a couple of weeks after that, then a month after that, 3 months after that, and a year after that to sort of check, follow up.
People very much split into two camps. People were either absolutely they thought it was an excellent idea, they would take part themselves, or no way in hell would I ever do that.
I have quite an interesting history in my family regarding typhoid fever. My great-grandmother's sister, mother and grandparents died from typhoid fever.
So I did have some worries beforehand. The main one was how I was going to break the news to my mum.
My mother's reaction was quite interesting, considering the family history.
What is wrong with you people? Why would you do this?
Ultimately, I think they, if not happy, they were okay with it.
When you do a PhD, you focus more and more on less and less. And so it's very easy to feel like you're not actually doing anything useful, despite your best intentions. So having something like a vaccine trial where you can get the concrete feeling that, yes, I am actually making a difference with this.
I'm very much interested on a personal level in communicating science and making people understand the importance of science, of vaccines, especially in the current anti-vaccine climate. And whatever I can do personally, even if it's taking part in a vaccine trial, that's my personal contribution to hopefully helping eradicate some diseases.
In terms of actually, going through the process of catching, say, typhoid or malaria, these which can be really quite unpleasant experiences, that having the financial incentive really helps in terms of recruitment for things like that.
I probably wouldn't have done the trial if it was without any compensation. I absolutely would. And especially I would recommend women taking part in clinical trials, because the patient or experimental subject cohorts in various clinical trials, women are extremely underrepresented. And there's different hormone levels, there's different body compositions, all of those aspects really affect the science behind it. So that's definitely worth taking part in trials for.
So I would absolutely take part in future trials. In fact, I actually signed up for my second trial the day that the first trial finished.